Destiny's so afraid of looking partisan. So afraid. I can see it in his eyes. Whenever Pisco insinuates that he could be partisan, he gets so heated, so mad.
Depending on how an investigation is defined by you, probably.
You Weasley
I'm not
little...
Weasling, you fucking retard. If you're saying that you won't define an investigation.
And then starts yelling at him. Like, bro, whenever it comes to like, when someone calls him out on like his inconsistency, holy crap, so mad.
And to make sure that there isn't any like leak or whatever in terms of like, well, this information got to somebody else. That, I think that's probably generally true.
And therefore you agree
but
that there should have been an investigation.
If you're saying that there has to be...
yes or no?
If you're saying...
He can't admit it. The copium is so real. Let's go. Biden can do no wrong. So why research that and look into it at all? That's Mr. Unpartisan. Oh, I love it. All right, hello, my name is Mr. WhyzGuy. Welcome to Destiny's channel. Yes, I found a stream that Destiny put out. It's unlisted, so don't tell me how I found it. But basically, Pisco. This dude up here that you can, oh no, actually, yeah, you can see him. Yeah, this guy, Pisco. Can I zoom into that? Yes, I can. Mr. Pisco. Yeah, basically this dude ended up calling Destiny out on his hypocrisy just a little bit. Destiny was in the middle of reviewing the Supreme Court decision on Trump. Now, why Destiny has no videos of the investigation on Biden? Well, my claim for today is that Destiny's partisan, and that's why there is no stream or entire stream dedicated to looking into the stuff that happened with Biden. But yeah, anyways, remember to like and subscribe, and comments are great too. Thank you very much. And yeah, let's just watch this beautiful takedown of Mr. Destiny and his Trump stuff. Destiny was right about the Israel-Palestine stuff. Just like I think he's like 99% right on that stuff, but he's just dead wrong on Trump. 100%. Boom. And here's proof.
Well, Steven's back. Steven, at this point, do you support
or at the very least, I think Destiny's partisan.
Any changes to the court?
I mean, not really, but...
No, wow. Whoa, dude, are you serious? What would it take for you to be in favor of expanding the court?
Dude. Basically, I'd have to be convinced that our system of democracy is structurally failed, and that now in a failed state, we need to consider other forms of government, and a packed court would be like on your way to those other forms of government.
Do you find it at all persuasive? Does it make you feel better at all? The idea that the size of the court has changed over the years. The founders changed it multiple times for actually pretty nakedly political reasons. Like
when was the last time it was changed?
Civil War era, you know.
No,
but I mean, it happened.
Better. No.
Oh.
Well, even though Congress explicitly has that power.
Well, at least Destiny's consistent props. Careful. For anybody that when you hear me, I have to scroll up your shit. Okay, you would be part of the reason why I would consider packing the court. Okay.
Hold up, I'm just testing the auto system. Yeah, there we go. Perfection.
So. Because conservatives would do it. It's not, you guys aren't above it, just to be clear. Don't delude yourself into thinking it. If you, even for a microsecond, think you would drink bleach, because you absolutely would be in favor of it.
Drink bleach. Yo, this is, I like Dusty. His freaking, he is so cruel with when it comes to his criticisms or whatever you want to call it. Whenever he's calling someone out, he's just ruthless and hilarious at the same time.
But if Donald Trump suggested packing the court, you guys would be running around on your hands and knees trying to slurp up the load of whatever judge you think he'd put on there. There's no shot. You guys have zero principles or zero engagement to any part of anything that has to do with this country. Don't ever forget.
You want to know what
I
expect? I expect the conservatives should Trump.
Yeah, Destiny's actually ultra mad from this. Like, he's just finished reading the basically, okay, so the ruling that he just did, the reason why he's so ass mad right now, why he just said all of that nonsense. Oh man, it's great. Just listening to him. It's like this is him coping with the situation that he has right now, because they basically just ruled, the Supreme Court just ruled that Trump, you can't criminally press charges on something that was done when you're in the White House. And every president has basically assumed, or no, Destiny would argue the opposite of what I'm saying. But basically, I think people assumed whenever they're president that they're like, in order for them to get criminally prosecuted, they would have to get impeached first. And then after the successful impeachment, you can criminally prosecute them like civilly. Destiny's gonna be like, oh, but impeachment is not for criminal prosecutions. And I'm like, yes, it's not. It isn't. It's just to remove him from office. And after you remove him from office, you can press charges. Can't really press charges without actually removing them from office first. So, but yeah, let's just keep going.
Win to float the idea of expanding the court.
Why? They have a solid. They have a.
And this is why they're talking about expanding the court and stuff, because like these guys up here, these little lefty dudes up there above my head, yeah, these guys are basically just a bunch of lefty guys. They're none of them. They all think conservatives are cultists and stuff like that. Just for you guys to like understand why they have the opinion that they have. That's why these guys are going to start talking about packing the court because they feel like since Trump is immune from being prosecuted for things that he's done in office, which if he did something terrible in office, then maybe you should have impeached him and actually like convicted him. So first he got impeached, and then during the process of removing Trump, he didn't get removed. They voted no on removing him because, well, they impeached him for nonsense. So, of course, he got impeached twice, but one of them didn't even go to the removal process because there wasn't even enough evidence to even make a case to make him get removed, and then the other one was also like nonsense as well, because like I mean there was a little bit more evidence because it actually did go through a little bit, but it didn't actually like pan through. And then I guess all the people on the left are gonna be like, oh, but he got impeached because of it was a technicality. Oh, because he wasn't in office technically at the time. That's why that's why he didn't get impeached or removal. That's why he didn't get convicted on anything. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you can cope on it all you want, but he didn't get it. He got impeached twice, and none of them actually ended up with his removal. So
Heavy 6-3 majority on it. They don't need to expand it.
They already did.
Because they absolutely get the talking point that they're, oh yeah, we agree with liberals. We want to totally expand the port, and then they get to control the expansion by saying, oh, we're only going to expand it by 2 seats, and that way any subsequent.
Also, because this is gonna take forever. Let's do 1.5 speed.
Push by Democrats is going to they can argue it's going to overload the court. It's going to be too many people, or we've already addressed this, and they have their opportunities to fill seats as seats become vacant. I think they'll absolutely try it.
That would be a shockingly bad political calculation.
Why put 2 more conservatives on the court so it's an 8-3?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because at the end of the day, what rulings are you going to get from an 8-3 court that you're not getting from the 6-3 court?
Yeah, there's no reason to do it. It's such an unnecessary risk. Yeah.
You've just given the Democrats like even more justification to be like, well, you guys just added 2 more seats. Well, now we're going to add fucking 10
No.
seats.
I think it would be the opposite, which is we've already added seats. Like we're not going to keep adding seats to the Supreme Court just so one party can win over the other.
No, here's the more likely scenario.
All right, that's great. Let's go back to Pisco and Destiny's freaking copium.
It's an easier answer. What about in his second year in his final term? There's a Supreme Court vacancy. Would a
Republican Senate will never put a Democratic justice to a vote. I just need you to hear this, and I'm going to say it one more time. A Republican-controlled Senate.
Well, not for a lame duck president. Why would you ever do that? The American people should choose.
No. Newly minted 35-year-old.
No, you're not true. This isn't true, Pisco. I don't think it would happen.
No, wait, hang on a second. Are you, Steven, have you watched this movie? Have you been paying attention to anything around you?
Right,
I feel like you need to wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, but I have no idea what Pisco's referencing to.
You need to wake.
This is the Pisco that was 3 months ago saying like, oh, actually, I think it's really important that we appointed a special counsel to investigate Biden's documents that he left in his garage, by the way, so that we can maintain the illusion of it being fair and balanced on both sides. And like, Destiny, why didn't you cover that Biden told the special counsel that he couldn't remember where he put his shit? Like, that's really fucking important right now politically. And now you're saying, have you been paying attention to anything, Destiny? Yes, I have been.
Steven, you need to wake up. And I'm about to respond to what you just said. You just said, wake up. Because I was in favor of a special counsel into Joe Biden.
I mean, what Destiny just said. Pisco called Destiny out like 3 months ago, yeah, during when they did the investigation into Biden, and then they ultimately ruled that Biden was basically, they said he's not mentally there to actually commit the crime or to even know that he was committing a crime, therefore there is no intention of him trying to commit those crimes. Which is honestly kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie.
Biden's potential criminal acts, because there was evidence of that. You understand that, right? I know you haven't read the Her report and you don't know about the extent of evidence against Joe Biden for violating the same statute that you support.
Yeah, because this is the thing. Destiny didn't even research it at all. He didn't look into it at all. So of course he's not gonna know. Like, he had that mini rant saying basically, "Oh, why didn't you research this thing?" And he got so mad at Pisco, but like he was just dissing himself. Like, yes, you're not aware of this. That's why Pisco needs to tell you this. Like you don't even know. Like, okay, listen,
Donald
continue.
Trump, yes, less evidence, obviously.
Hold
less
on, wait.
evidence.
I'm sorry. The indictments around Trump's Mar-a-Lago case were centered around that. Now I know you might not have read any of the
The
indictments. Maybe you
espionage
say the majority of the things that Trump are facing with the Mar-a-Lago case is obstruction of justice. And him obstructing one of them, yeah, but the obstruction charges are all, and the retainment of defense thing is not one of the things that Biden was facing. So I don't think it's fair to characterize them as the same.
True? Are the vast majority of Trump's charges in the Mar-a-Lago case Espionage Act violations? Yes or no?
I don't think they're for retaining the willful retention of documents in the same way that Biden was facing those charges. It was for defense secrets.
Try the exact same statute. They're both national defense information.
Yes,
you don't know
they
shit.
are.
You're pretending.
Yes.
It's okay.
Hold on,
wait.
Biden was charged. Wait, there are charges for Biden of a crime?
There's no charges. Stop. They were investigated for the same exact crime, and they're both serious crimes. The retention of national defense information.
Look at that. Destiny's trying to weasel. He's trying to weasel. He's like, oh, wait, so they're both being invested. Like, they both were charged with crimes? What? No, we're not talking about that, Destiny. Look at him weaseling out of it. We're talking about investigations. Pisco, I know I deleted you back then in the other video, and you were really bad faith with Rob Noir, but, you know, it's nice that you're putting Destiny back in his place with this stuff, keeping him 100%, because Destiny likes to keep this facade saying he's nonpartisan. Like, Destiny loves to say that, he's nonpartisan, or he's the most nonpartisan person on the internet. And I'm like, that is not true. That is not true.
You agree those are both serious crimes?
They are, but I don't agree that that's why Trump was being investigated. I don't think that the record shows that either. But
that Joe Biden. Wait, let's start over.
You don't think, so that means you don't know. Okay, Destiny.
Do you think that Trump should have been investigated if it was released or revealed that he withheld national defense information, regardless of the obstruction? Should he have been investigated?
It would depend on why he withheld it for the criminal statute to apply.
You don't know. You just, Nara says, hey, guys, they gave us a bunch of documents and they're...
Oh, I would say the answer to that would be...
open investigation?
No, absolutely not.
You should not open investigation. That's exactly what happened. You understand that?
Yo, deleting. Okay, let's slow this down because they're getting heated and they're talking very freaking fast. I can understand them, but I feel like people watching this won't be able to.
No, shut up, Josiah. That's not what happened. What happened was the request was made and he obstructed and ignored it for a year. That's what happened.
No, sorry. He did not obstruct any. I understand what you're saying. He delayed, he didn't give it back. He did not obstruct like a subpoena or any like order to give over documents.
True. What Destiny's confusing here. He said the word specifically. Let's go back.
He did not obstruct any. You should not open investigation. That's exactly what happened. You understand that?
No, shut up, Josiah. That's not what happened. What happened was the request was made and he...
The request was made and he didn't respond for over a year.
He obstructed and ignored it for a year.
There was no obstruction. He just didn't respond. What Destiny doesn't understand is that request isn't a subpoena for him to demand him to do this. This is just a request. Whether Trump did it or not, it doesn't matter. There's nothing illegal about that. But Destiny doesn't understand this. He just immediately goes to request equals subpoena, which equals he obstructed, which is not what's happened. But Destiny's obviously he doesn't like Trump, so he's not going to give Trump the benefit of a doubt and just be super bad faith whenever it comes to Trump, and very partisan as well. Or I guess instead of using bad faith that I used in the previous statement, just replace the word bad faith with partisan. I bet Destiny would be like, oh, you're not using partisan the way that you're supposed to. It's supposed to be semantically like this way and that way. And I'm like, okay, all right, Destiny.
That's what happened.
No, sorry. He did not obstruct any. I understand what you're saying. He delayed. He didn't give it back. He did not obstruct like a subpoena or any like order to give over documents until later. But this initiation of the investigation occurred when NARA received its box of presidential records, found classified documents, talked to the DOJ, and the DOJ opened an investigation.
Yes, but that was after a year. He didn't respond to the NARA request immediately, and then they found it. This was after like 12 months of hassling.
Understood. So you think that it's the
my understanding? Let me hold on.
NARA
yes, this is my.
Yeah, whenever. Okay, so good. Go back to your understanding, because your understanding isn't actually like what happened. Because you don't even like he just has such a negative opinion about Trump that he just assumes a lot of stuff. That's why he has such high conviction rates on like negative things about Trump. But then when someone like Pisco comes to push at him just a little bit, now he's all flustered and he's like, oh no, that's not what happened. No, but that's And then Pisco says, you're right, but that's not what actually happened. This is what actually happened. Chill, Destiny. And that's what we're seeing right now.
This is my understanding, okay? And I might be wrong on the president, in which case I would change my opinion. But my understanding is that when a president leaves office, it is incredibly typical that a bunch of stuff ends up getting retroactively classified. A bunch of stuff gets sent back. I think this happened for Obama, and they go through it and they might request more. My understanding is that that process is ordinary when a president leaves office. So the idea that if this ever came up, that we would begin a criminal investigation every time it happens seems ridiculous to me, assuming the president and his staff are cooperating, returning whatever was asked for. That's not how it came up with Donald Trump, though. That, he just happened to send it back and they found it. It was the fact that it took so long to get it, and then once they found classified material, and then a request was made to open an investigation, and then when the FBI began communicating with him, he continued to obstruct and ignore. That's when it escalated to everything
I disagree. I think the vast majority of the reason why an investigation was opened was because of the national defense information they found, and not because of the inherent delay into the NARA request. Agreed that plays into the narrative and what's going on here, but the withholding itself of national defense information is grounds for an investigation.
You think so? Then just to be clear, hold on, Kai, I would have to go back and look at the facts of the case, or we can do it together on stream, because that is not my recollection at all. But you're saying that if in day one, when NARA makes the request and Trump sends back every single thing that he had at Mar-a-Lago, and they find some defense stuff or whatever, that at that point, there's going to be an FBI investigation raid into Mar-a-Lago. At that point, everything happens the same?
I didn't say at day one. And yes, there's some threshold that I'm not being able to perfectly define of the day being so small in the request, or they give it away so quickly. But let's say that NARA, like a year into whatever's happening, sends a request, and so they didn't request right away, and they send it, a request in a year later, and they get a bunch of documents that are national defense information. I would be okay, even just as a national security matter or a counterintelligence matter, the FBI opening an investigation.
Why does the FBI have to be involved in a national security? Why does it have to be an investigation?
Now, the reason why Destiny is being why does this need to be a thing is because what Pisco is talking about is exactly what Biden is talking about, and Destiny does not agree that what they were searching into Biden stuff is legit. So that's why Destiny's wait, why do they have to do an investigation? Biden didn't do any of this stuff, because he's drawing Pisco is basically making the parallels between what they were investigating Trump and what they were investigating Biden, and they're basically the same thing, the same way of doing it. But Destiny didn't look into that investigation, but now is all over the Trump investigations, because obviously Trump's he's just a bad guy. That's why Destiny's well, they found some stuff. Let's look into it. Let's research it. They did some stuff, but no, we don't need to. It's probably just trumped up stuff. Whatever. There's nothing really there. But Destiny's just so hard focused on and then Destiny likes to say, "Oh, I'm not partisan." I'm not partisan. But yeah, this is why he's pushing back on the FBI thing that Pisco is saying right now.
Why does it have to be an investigation?
They have duties beyond just criminal enforcement. And if you don't know that, it's okay. That's okay if you don't know that. But they have a counterintelligence role and a role in protecting America beyond criminal enforcement.
That requires the opening of an investigation by the FBI every single time?
Why do you think they opened the Flynn investigation? Was that based on criminal stuff? No, it's counterintelligence.
Based on yes. Yo, Destiny is having a hard time to I feel like Destiny right now, because this is streamed, he feels like he's being gaslit right now, because he was literally so defensive because, well, why should they have to do that? Biden was getting to this, and then when Pisco brings up another example that what they did to start investigations with Trump, Destiny's but what? But Trump bad. That's okay. But Trump bad. But I don't want to seem inconsistent now. That's his face right now. Let's go.
Hold on. Tell me, give me the exact reason why the Flynn investigation was opened.
Because if you read the inspector...
Don't tell me if I read. I'm asking you. I'm not reading it. If you want to link it, I'll read it on stream. But I'm asking you to tell me why.
He is so bad. Oh, he's so bad. But I'm going to go back just 5 seconds and let him ramble.
if you read the inspector.
Don't tell me if I read. I'm asking you. I'm not reading it. If you want to link it to me, I'll read it on stream. But I'm asking you to tell me why was the Flynn investigation open? Okay, go ahead.
I know exactly what. Sorry.
Okay,
I know exactly how it started, and you're interrupting because you're nervous.
No, I'm not interrupting.
True.
I asked a specific question. Then you did this. If you read, I didn't ask you to read it. If you want to link it, I'll read it.
If you read the IG report,
okay.
He's focusing on the few words that Pisco said in the beginning and not listening and getting all like tripped up on the first 2 words that if you read, oh, I didn't say if you read, why do you, well, like, and he goes into super debate bro like tactics and like, oh man, he's so bad. And then Pisco's like, well, now you're getting all like mad and stuff, and it's like, I'm not getting mad. Of course you are. You're getting triggered. Like, chill, Destiny. Just let him speak.
Basis of the start of the investigation was George Papadopoulos' statement to a this is an Australian diplomat, and that was released to the FBI because this foreign diplomat told us, it's a foreign, he used to be the government leader of one of the parties in Australia, told the Department of Justice, the intelligence community about it, and they received that information that they knew about the hack and were coordinating with Russia, and they opened up 4 investigations into 4 members of the Trump campaign that they thought most likely had ties with Russia. That included Michael Flynn, Carter Page, the campaign director name of Manafort, and one other who right now I'm not remembering. So do you agree that I knew exactly why they started the investigation?
So then,
wait. Do you agree that I knew exactly? Yes or no?
Sure.
Okay.
But now I'm asking you,
Sure.
when they started that investigation, because you said you described it as, it was just counterintelligence or whatever. When they started that investigation, you're telling me that it started with a lead. It started with some other type of evidence from something else? That the Papadopoulos thing?
It was a counterintelligence investigation.
Yeah, but it didn't just materialize out of nowhere, right? It started with some other information found, right? Yes, okay. So then is your claim then that as an evidentiary basis that every single time somebody returns classified material, a president leaves office, returns classified material, that every single time there should be an FBI investigation after all of those things?
No. But I think if there's a sufficient enough duration between when they leave office, say for example, over a decade, or in Biden's case, maybe 8 or so years. If there's been 8 years since they were supposed to return him and we have NDI, why isn't that a fine basis to start an investigation? You should investigate it, shouldn't you?
I think it depends on the type of material, it depends on when it was classified, and it depends what the reason for the retention is.
How do you know that if you don't investigate?
And it also depends if the guy that they're investigating starts with the letter T. Let's just add that as well. Mr. Non-partisan.
Is your position that they should not have investigated Joe Biden?
I didn't see a clear or good reason to, but my understanding is
you didn't look into it at all. You just said in the beginning of this, you were just mocking Pisco, saying, "Oh, why didn't you like research this investigation? Why didn't you like look into this at all?" And then Dusty doesn't do anything, or maybe he might have researched it later on after getting confronted by Pisco. I'm not aware about that, but to my understanding, it seems like Destiny doesn't know any of this stuff. So like, bro, or he could, but I don't think he does, because like if he's getting deleted by Pisco right now, then it's safe to assume that he doesn't know.
is that's not the standard like way that these investigations open.
How do you know that if you don't investigate? Is your position that they should not have investigated Joe Biden?
I didn't see a clear or good reason to, but my understanding is that that's not the standard like way that these investigations open. Has any other president ever been investigated for retention of classified material after they transfer office?
I don't. Well, Trump has been investigated for that.
Good one.
Well, but I don't. Again.
Well, here,
wait. Vice President.
Wait. Why did you just say good one? Has anyone ever been investigated for this before? Well, Trump has done it, and he's like, good one. Like, but isn't that like true? I can't tell if this was just a meme thing. Here, let's just listen to it again.
Has any other president ever been investigated for retention of classified material after they transfer office?
I don't. Well, Trump has been investigated for that.
Good one.
Well, but I don't. Again.
Well, here,
wait. Vice President Pence was investigated. Agreed. You agree with that?
He's not a president, but this all happened at the same time. Yeah, this all happened at the same time. Yes.
Wait. Okay.
But my question is,
random senator, would you agree with the investigation?
My understanding is that's not the ordinary course of things. So no. If it was the ordinary course of things, then yes.
Okay, I disagree. We disagree.
Oh, so I guess that's his thing now. If it's ordinary, then no. If it's not ordinary, then no, we shouldn't investigate it. If it is ordinary, then we should investigate it. And that's Destiny's standard. But like, Destiny doesn't even know whether they're investigating Trump's thing is ordinary or not. So I don't see how this is like a actually it's not ordinary. Like all the things that they're investigating Trump for is not an ordinary thing. But okay, Destiny. That's one great standard you've just set up.
about the seriousness of this offense. Then.
Okay, wait. Do we disagree about the facts? Is it ordinary that when people leave office, oftentimes classified material is found afterwards and then it's sent back?
Yeah,
Does that
I
happen?
agree.
Okay,
That happens
but you
in some ways,
disagree.
but
You disagree with the
investigate.
record. You think that historically all of those people should have been subject to criminal investigation before they should. That it was been handled wrong in all of U.S. history up until Donald Trump, and now they've gotten it right.
I think if there's a retainment of national defense information and it's a certain amount of time sufficient, I'm not going to define it exactly, but certainly more than like 6 or 7 months, I think that's plenty. And in the case of Biden, it's more than that. The DOJ, the FBI should investigate it. Why not?
Why? Because it doesn't seem to be in the ordinary course of things, and I don't know if this is like an act.
Yeah, but you don't even know what's ordinary or not. So, because he qualified that statement. He says it doesn't seem like it's ordinary. Like, we're not talking about whether it seems like it is, like whether it's ordinary or not. That's not a black. That's a black and white answer. Whether it seems to you that it is, like, that doesn't hold a lot of weight. Let's just say that.
Actual undue burden in terms of how it plays out politically. For instance, stuff can be retroactively classified. It's incredibly common. Let's say that you have a storage facility and you're president, and for some reason, 10 years after office, you decide to move your shit. In the course of doing that, you say, "Oh wow, look at this! I have a box of stuff," and then you look in, you're like, "Oh shit, this stuff might be classified." I don't know. Maybe you call NARA, they say, "Oh yeah, it is," and then you ship it back. If you want to have a back and forth conversation, sure. But if you're saying in that circumstance, well, actually, there needs to be a criminal investigation.
How do you know exactly what these documents are, whether they've been retroactively classified? By the way, NDI, there's...
True. How do you know it's there if you don't investigate? How do you know there's documents to be found if you don't investigate to see if there was documents to be found in the first place? Good job, Pisco. Damn. Destiny's usually the one that's like wrapping people around in like logical twists, but Pisco is like pointing out his flaws so freaking fast. Oh my God.
Circumstance, well, actually, there needs to be a criminal investigation.
How do you know exactly what these documents are, whether they've been retroactively classified? By the way, NDI, it's not the same as like a simple classification system. And so if you read the Her report, for example, which you haven't, they will go into depth about the lengths they went to define things as NDI.
And now I know it's 100% true that he didn't actually read it, because Destiny would have called him out right then and there if he did read it, and he would have said, yes, I did read it. But no, he's not saying nothing. He's staying silent. That's how you know he didn't read it. Mr. Oh, I want to research everything and know all the facts, when he didn't even read the Her report, which was the thing that, okay, wait. I think the Her report is the thing, the investigation, or the summary of the investigation of Biden's thing, but Biden could do no wrong, so why research that and look into it at all? That's Mr. Unpartisan. Oh, I love it. Oh, HUR. That's what I said before. You're not gonna be able to you're not getting the audio of Biden's interview with Her. The Her report. Okay. Yep. I was 100% right. It is the thing with the that had to do with Biden. Okay. And I guess, and it was HUR, not HER, like, but Her, when he said Her, I thought HER, so I was like, okay, whatever. I was right. I looked it up before I made a claim, and then I said I'm gonna look it up because this should be quick and easy. So freaking get wrecked, Destiny. Damn, you're just getting slaughtered by Pisco right now.
And it was like an interagency process about defining what, it's not the same as like a simple classification system. And so if you read the Her report, for example, which you haven't, they will go into depth about the lengths they went to define things as NDI. And it was like an interagency process about defining what NDI was. That all results as, if you have an investigation of it. But I just want to get your position down clear. You disagree with an investigation into Joe Biden's retention of national defense information. You think the DOJ should not have investigated him.
Define investigation for me.
Bro, yo, Destiny's having such a... Okay. I mean, I think I've just proved my point. Like, that question right there just shows that Destiny's partisan. Obviously, 100%. He hates Trump. He doesn't want Trump in office. So anything to do with Trump and and he loves Biden. He loves Biden so much. Biden could do no wrong. No wrong. So if there was an investigation on Biden, why research it? Why research it? I already proved it. And this video has gone long enough. So I think that question right there just proved it. He's being super semantical, super pedantic right now, because he can't fathom a world where where Biden is actually getting prosecuted and it could be legitimate. Like, it could be legitimate. It just breaks his brain. I'm going to continue with more of this copium because it's just fun to watch.
Into Joe Biden's retention of national defense information. You think the DOJ should not have investigated him?
Define investigation for me.
It's a binary, because the DOJ can open investigations. So that means that they have some articulable basis to to investigate.
Yeah, but I'm asking, like, let's say that the DOJ, let's say that they have a phone call to Biden and they talk with him, and then they send a few agents over to take a look at the place and see if there's anything else, and then that's all they do.
And now another small tidbit on whenever someone is sort of coping, well, they go into hypotheticals. It's a small little thing. Hypotheticals are not inherently bad, but like when the person is, after being very pedantic and be like, oh, then what's your definition of investigation? What's your definition of investigation? And now he's going into like that was like, what type of question is that? What's your definition of investigation? Like what? Like that's how you know that's him being, I think I want to say pedantic. He's being pedantic when he asked that very interesting. I mean, it is an interesting question. Like what is your definition? Because I don't actually agree with what you're saying, even though they did investigate Trump and Biden. So I think that's why Destiny is trying to ask for like what's your investigation, because he wants to figure out, well, maybe my definition of investigation for what they did with Trump versus Biden is different than yours. So. But like, remember, Destiny's definition of investigation versus a lawyer's definition of investigation. I mean, who you're gonna pick? The actual lawyer or the guy that researches all the things and calls himself unbiased all day? Like, he does a good job at researching stuff, but he's okay. No, not unbiased. Like unpartisan. Let's just say that for U.S. politics, he's very he calls himself unpartisan in the U.S. politics, or at least he likes to say that he's the least partisan person online.
They have another conversation, then they quote unquote close it or whatever. Would you consider that like an investigation?
I would consider investigation if the DOJ formally opens an investigation. That's an investigation.
Is what I just said, would that require the formal opening of an investigation?
I don't think that talking to people requires a formal investigation of open investigation. What I'm saying is a formal open investigation, you assign people to it, and you understand the facts of what's going on. And if it leads nowhere, you close it. So I
don't know. I don't. So what I just said, it feels like you could say, okay, well, we're going to open an investigation on this. We're going to send 2 people over to check out his house and chat with him a little bit. And if they feel like everything's on the up and up, then they come back and it's closed. Would you consider that an investigation?
No. I think that the special counsel investigation into Joe Biden was fine.
Hold on. So do you think that does it always have to be a special counsel?
With respect to the president for an investigation that hinges on criminal activity, I think that's appropriate. But even if you don't, that's a separate question.
True.
Should he have been investigated by the Department of Justice at all is the question, and you haven't given an answer yet.
Because I don't know right now what you're defining as an investigation. So, for instance, when Nara was making requests to Donald Trump to get stuff back and forth, was that part of an investigation or no?
No. A DOJ investigation exists when the DOJ says.
Oh my God. Yo, Destiny was running on. Yo, there's another revelations right here. Destiny for this entire time. As much as he hates Trump, he thinks that Nara request was an investigation. And since he wasn't like obeying the request for like over like a year, he thinks Trump was being investigated for over a year. And therefore there was nothing, but like, it was just a request. There was no investigation. And Destiny's like, oh, he was investigated for over a year and he didn't do anything. He was just delaying everything. Oh, because Trump's bad, everything and all that Trump negative stuff. But like, yeah, okay. All right, good job, Destiny. Good job. Showing even more how clueless you are about the Trump stuff and why people should take your opinion about Trump less and less and less. His credibility for like Trump bad or Trump anything or Trump versus Biden anything, it's just garbage. You can just leave that. You can leave that out in the window. But his stuff on Israel-Palestine, top notch. Like the man actually went to Israel and interviewed a bunch of people. Like his Israel-Palestine stuff is actually good and very heavily researched, and he has all the facts and stuff. And he actually went down there to experience it. So now he has like firsthand knowledge. But I want to know if Destiny ever met Trump or even went to Trump's rally. Or ever like in person or at any time and like anywhere. Did you experience the man at all? But you think he's like this like evil wannabe dictator that's cold-hearted and sometimes he's funny, I guess. But that's all that Destiny would give him.
No. A DOJ investigation exists when the DOJ says that they've opened the investigation.
But the DOJ doesn't always announce investigations. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's pretty atypical.
Internally.
So there's an email that goes out, or there's like a process, or
there's a system by which they ascertain. There's different levels. There's like 1 or 2 different levels of what the type of investigation. One is like just an inquiry or something. Any of those two. I forget the actual specific names, and don't call me on them right now. Do you think they should open?
So true. So true. Wait, can I get that on screen? Can I get that on screen? Yeah. Oh boy, he sounds pissed. Yep, 100% from Andy and Glee and okay, whatever. Your name is dumb. 95, Mr. 95 over here. Yeah, he does sound pissed. True. Let's go.
I forget the actual specific names, and don't call me on them right now. Do you think they should have opened a formal investigation of either the lesser kind or the normal kind into Joe Biden's retention of custody
Okay,
documents?
based on how you define it, I don't think there's anything wrong with quote unquote opening an investigation in every single matter where classified material is found. Okay, obviously it needs to be followed up on. We need to find out why it was left where it was, and to make sure that there isn't any like leak or whatever in terms of like, well, this information got to somebody else. That I think that's probably generally true.
And therefore, you agree
But
that there should have been an investigation into Joe
if you're
Biden's
saying that there has to
Do you,
be,
yes or no?
if you're saying
He can't admit it. Yo, Destiny can't not admit it. Oh my god, the copium is so real. Let's go.
Therefore, you agree
But
that there should have been an investigation into Joe
if you're
Biden's
saying that there has to
Do you,
be,
yes or no?
if you're saying that there has to be an open investigation every single time classified material is found, and then the results of that
Now he's trying to over exaggerate Pisco's like. Oh my god, Destiny. You're trying to over exaggerate and frame Pisco's argument in a negative light to make it seem like it's making it seem like what he's saying is way worse than it actually is. Like, come on, Destiny. We know what you're doing right now.
investigation and everything peripheral to it one, it has to be special counsel, and two, it has to be published for every single thing for the public to see. I don't think there's a compelling reason for that. No.
Okay, so but okay, we can get to the special counsel, although I only have like literally a minute, so we can't get to it. But you at least agree that there should have been an investigation into Joe Biden's documents.
I depending on how an investigation is defined by you, probably.
You weaselly
I'm not
little
weaseling. You
Wow.
fucking retard.
He is. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna shut up and let him explode right now.
Depending on how an investigation is defined by you, probably.
You weaselly
I'm not
little
weaseling, you fucking retard. If you're saying that you won't define an investigation by FBI going to somebody's house, asking some questions, and then having notes in a file, and then just saying, okay, nothing's here, and then it's closed. You're not giving me a clearance if that's an investigation. If you call something like that an investigation, sure, but that's not my issue with quote unquote investigating this. The issue is when you open a formal investigation, you make the declaration publicly, so now you're causing political damage, and then in the course of that investigation, you're subpoenaing and investigating other things peripheral or tangential to the matter, so you're collecting other dirt on a person that may or may not be relevant to an ultimate charge, and then eventually you make no charges, you recommend no charges, but you publish the findings of that entire investigation to the fucking public. I would say no. That's probably not good.
Trump and the Mueller report.
That's
just like
what?
Trump and the Mueller report. Trump and Mueller report. All those special counsels into other matters. Mueller report. Remember that?
If the Mueller report was started improperly.
Well, I do support that type of investigation for Trump now. I was upset about, like, I can't say that Biden should have gotten investigated, but that investigation to Trump, well, I know what I just said, but here's the difference.
If stuff relating to FISA warrants, for instance, was
I'm basically just mocking his copium, but yeah, let's keep going.
All those special counsels into other matters. Mueller report. Remember that?
If the Mueller report was started improperly, if stuff relating to FISA warrants, for instance, was obtained in an improper manner, then I would say no, the contents of that should never be made public.
Those FISA warrants, some of them were improper.
That was, yeah, like, if it was improper, then it shouldn't have happened. But that's what happened. Oh, but it wasn't all of them. Like, most of them were improper. But some of them was proper, so they had to investigate because some of them was proper. So what if all of them wasn't?
I think one of them was, and the impropriety was a joke.
Multiple reauthorizations were improper. They didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't just one Destiny. Oh, I think it was just one of them.
Not give all the material information to the FISA court.
You're wrong, Destiny.
I would have to go back. I would have to go back and read that. That was not my recollection. My recollection was that one of those warrants was said to be illegitimate, and it was because something was moved from the bottom of an email to the top of an email.
More than that. If you take Rob Noor's critiques as the recitation of facts, you're going to say dumb shit like that. It's way more than that.
Okay, if you wanted to present me that information, you could do it, but we literally read over this exactly. Like in the fucking, was it the Durham report, I believe? We read over the entirety of why that particular email was criticized. If you want, we can look it up right the fuck now for why that email.
He's so mad. Let's keep going, though.
Okay, maybe there were other warrants then well, we can look it up right the fuck now for why that email.
From those warrants
maybe there were other warrants then that section didn't go over. I'm not aware of those, but sure. But yeah, but I mean, hold on.
love-
Wait. I think we would both agree, though, that if that investigation started off on bad grounds, then no, nothing should be published from that investigation. You don't want to create the standard by which you start a bullshit investigation and then publish the information that you find in the course of that investigation to damage political opponents. I think we both agree there, no?
I think there could be a public interest even if it was started improperly.
That's the most retarded thing I think you've ever
We
said
can
in your
talk
entire
more
life.
about
Sure.
All right, that's one thing I can agree on Destiny 4. I can agree with Destiny. True.
Yep. Just to be
Don't be
clear,
so
the final position here is you can start an investigation in an improper manner and then publish the findings of all of that publicly because there's a public interest in. What are you, Julian Assange now, or?
So, like, I don't know what to tell you. There can be a public interest, even if there's some impropriety in the investigation, in releasing findings. I mean, you shouldn't release anything false, but releasing true findings about investigation into the sitting president. And to the extent that there's like some things that are embarrassing, you should redact them and stuff like that.
It's funny because Pisco will actually own his argument, but Destiny's like, nah, I can't look like I'm partisan, so I can't. Nah, I just don't know all the facts. I don't know if whether this was improper with Trump. But Pisco's saying, well, it was improper with Trump as well. But you know what? It's okay that it was improper for Trump because we're still gonna investigate him anyways, even if it started improperly. At least Pisco actually has the balls to actually say that, yeah, I'm partisan. So what? But Destiny's so hard like blanched and like not seeing partisan or seeing bad faith or anything like that, or not picking a side. He doesn't want to be seen like that. So obviously, but like he's getting super heated because like Pisco's basically make it seem like that Destiny is partisan with this line of questioning. But Pisco's perfectly fine being like, yeah, I'm partisan. I like Biden. Like Pisco's like, I like Biden way more than I like Trump, and this is why I support the investigation into Trump. But Pisco also wants to, even though he but Pisco's literally the lawyer, so this is what he does. So I am doing I am actually doing a appealment to authority or whatever you call it. But yeah, some sort of logical fallacy, but take that with as many grains of salt as you want.
Things that are not relevant. But again,
and you think there's a valid position that you can start investigations improperly because why not? There's not a public interest in not having those started improperly, knowing that at the very least you can publish embarrassing.
But yeah, that's basically it. I think that's basically it. Do they talk more? No, yeah, Pisco leaves in like 2 seconds, so I think we're done. But yeah, we just called out Destiny, Pisco. You did a good job, but at the very end, Pisco, I had to agree with Destiny, but at the same time, at least Pisco has the balls to say that he's partisan, basically. That's basically what Pisco said. But Destiny doesn't want to own up to that. He's so afraid. Destiny's so afraid of looking partisan. So afraid. I can see it in his eyes and the way that he's talking, and whenever Pisco insinuates that he could be partisan, he gets so heated, so mad, or he says, no, you're dead wrong, and then starts yelling at him. Like, bro, whenever it comes to Trump Biden stuff, and when someone calls him out on his inconsistency, holy crap. So mad. Let's go. I love watching it. It's fun. But yeah, remember to like and subscribe, and comments are great too. Thank you very much. And yeah, so what do you guys think? Was this fun? I think this is fun. This is great. Do what was on screen 2 seconds ago. And yeah, thanks for watching.